Hey, what's going on, Teal Nation? My name is TJ Jones, and welcome to the Two Teal Podcast. This is a podcast that talks about your favorite team, the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. Whew! Well, Chants fans, over the last couple of weeks, it seems like the football team has been taking steps back. A lot of rough games for the Chants. The game versus Georgia Southern and Georgia State. The state of Georgia was not kind to the Chants this year. But the Chants have opportunity to get back on a winning track as they take on Appalachian State, a team that has been struggling in their own right. Appalachian State is a team that has been known for their really good defense. But this year, they have allowed teams to get up north of 30 points on them. And that is not what App State is all about. They were in a nail-biter the last game. They took on Louisiana Monroe. They took on the Warhawks. Shouts out to the Louisiana Monroe Warhawks. I'm actually a native of Louisiana. Got to give them a shout-out for that. But App State, they did what they needed to do. I mean, it was a tough game. Both teams were going back and forth. You got to give credit to the quarterback, Joey Aguilar. He was 27 of 39 for 335 yards, 3 touchdowns. Had 2 interceptions. Also, the running game was on display. Nate Noel, 18 carries for 109 yards. You also had some players. Christian Horn, he had 124 yards on 6 catches. Keaton Robinson had 10 catches for 112 yards. Look, they have some really dynamic playmakers on the offensive side of the ball, and Aguilar can't get these guys to football at any time. And this is definitely not what you want to hear if you're a Coastal Carolina fan. We know that the Coastal Carolina Chants defense has been struggling over the last couple of weeks, especially in the secondary. And when you have some talented guys like App State has, it's going to be a tough outing. But the good thing about Coastal, they had a little bit of time to be able to lick their wounds a little bit and be able to come and put forth a better game plan. I mean, this game is being played on a Tuesday, which is very unconventional. What in the world is a college football game doing on a Tuesday? But that's another story for another day. This gives the Chants an opportunity to be able to kind of just, decompress a little bit about the loss versus Georgia Southern and be able to move forward. Coastal Carolina had to understand that when you are the class of your conference and have been over the last couple of years, every single team in said conference is going to give you their best shot. That's just the way that it goes. I mean, everybody wants to measure themselves to you. And right now, the Coastal Carolina Chants are vulnerable. And it's not that Coastal is a bad football team. Look, Chants fans, Teal Nation, you know that this is not a bad football team. This is a team that is going through a transition. This is a team that is going to need some time in order for them to develop and reach their full potential. You go from having a coach like Jamie Chadwell, who was more of a spread option type coach, wanting to run downhill, smash them out, multiple running backs, what have you. And you go from that and you go to Tim Beck, who is a pro-style. He's a pro-style coach, right? He wants the quarterback to stand in the pocket, deliver the ball on time. He wants the wide receivers to run crisp routes, be ready for the football at the end of the routes. That's just the way things go. I feel like it's a little bit of a struggle when it comes to Grayson McCall. I mean, Grayson McCall is not playing the football that we are normally accustomed to seeing him play. This is a guy who won the Sun Belt Conference Offensive Player of the Year 3 times in a row. This is a guy that is going to have all type of records, Coastal Carolina football records, when it's all said and done. I just think that it's just a little bit of a transition. And you can tell it was some struggle. It was some struggle watching this game versus Georgia Southern. There were some passes I'm pretty sure that Grayson will want to get back. I think the first drive of that game versus Georgia Southern kind of was a throwback to what Grayson McCall was. I don't want to say he is, because right now he's not that, and it's not his fault. It's just what the offense is asking him to do. But the first 15 plays, the scripted plays that they came out with to start the game versus Georgia Southern, that is what Grayson McCall's wheelhouse is. Allowing Grayson to roll out, allowing Grayson to be able to run the football if necessary, with the option. That is what makes Grayson McCall a special quarterback. I think that asking him to stand in the pocket and deliver the ball, I think he can do, but it's going to take some time. And I just think that it's not going the way that Coastal would like it to go. And it just seems like that Grayson McCall is a tad bit uncomfortable with this offense. I think what Coastal needs to do, not get away from what they're trying to embark on, which is a pro-style offense, but you have to understand that you have to make your quarterback comfortable. You have to be able to sit down with him. You have to be able to watch the tape and be able to see what Grayson does well and apply it to the offense that you are trying to structure. Now, there were some injuries at the running back position. Reese White was dealing with an injury. C.J. Beasley has been dealing with an injury. Hopefully those guys will be back for the game versus App State. But you need the running game to be able to be on full display here. It's been a struggle. It's been up and down for the Shines to run the football. I think C.J. Beasley is a guy that provides the spark. Braden Brown is a guy who can run the ball in between the tackles. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. We know the super athlete that he is. I mean, we've seen him hurling defenders. I mean, so this is a guy, if you get the ball to this guy in space, he can do some things. He can make some magic happen. You have to be able to be creative, and you also have to get Grayson comfortable. I mean, looking at these stats, 22 of 39, 299, 1 touchdown, 4 picks, that's definitely not Grayson McCall stuff right here. I mean, Braden Bennett, 15 carries for 114 yards. That is what you want to see. That is what you want to continue to build on. Allowing Braden Bennett to get the football, him, C.J. Beasley, Baltazar, Reese White. Man, you want to get these guys involved in the game, man, and allow these playmakers to make plays. I mean, look at Jared Brown. I mean, come on. This guy is a electrifying offensive weapon, right? I mean, there's no need for you to be able to struggle when you have so many talented guys like Pinckney and Jared Brown, and you got Kendall Carr, the tight end. I mean, you got to be able to utilize these guys offensively, and you got to be able to get stops defensively. The secondary has been struggling. They have been. They've been allowing teams to be able to go up and down the field on them. And I'm also questioning the defensive front. Like sometimes, they're getting pressure. Sometimes they're not. You got to be able to be consistent. If you're going up against App State with these talented wide receivers, this game could get out of hand very, very quickly if you do not watch out. So this secondary has got to be ready. I don't know what they're going to have to do in order to try to neutralize these guys, because looking at these stats, looking at these wide receivers, you got to play discipline. You're going to have to play discipline. You're going to have to be able to communicate in the secondary, because if not, it is going to be a tough game, and App State will have 40 points before you know it. Once again, Coastal Carolina needs to sit down and focus on the things that Grayson McCall does best and apply it to what they're already doing, because you're trying to turn him into something right now, in my opinion, that he is not. Grayson McCall can deliver the ball on time. Grayson McCall can throw the ball down the field. But to me, he's not that stand in the pocket, stand strong, deliver the ball on time. Like, I think that Grayson McCall, some of his best plays come when the plays break down. That's when we see the magic of Grayson McCall. They have to find a way to get this guy comfortable, because right now you can just tell, like in the body language and what he's asked to do, it just doesn't seem like he's really, really comfortable with that. And Coach Tim Beck, he talked about that. He said that he feels like Grayson is doing a really good job. It's just the fact that, the wide receivers aren't really doing what they need to do. The timing of the routes are not, where he wants them to be. And he big upped Grayson McCall, and he felt like a lot of the things that were going on in the game versus Georgia Southern were not his fault. But regardless, I mean, you want to make sure that you're putting forth the best game plan. You do not want to put your guy out there where he feels uncomfortable and he's thinking a little bit too much. So hopefully the Shines can get it together. This should be a very interesting game. Both of these teams at the beginning of the year, these were the two teams that a lot of fans thought would probably decide the Sun Belt Conference. Like who will come out of the East, who will be the team that represents the East. And both of these teams, have left a lot to be desired, and they're looking like mere shells of themselves. Yes, they're finding success, especially when it comes to App State, but you want to be able to continue to win football games and not get in your own way. So it should be a good game. Game is on a Tuesday. The Chants looking to get back on a winning track after dropping 2 straight. And App State coming off that dramatic 1-point victory over Louisiana Monroe. They're going to be looking to try to build off that momentum. But I would love to hear from you. What do you think about the Coastal Carolina Chants? What do you think they have to do in order to beat App State? What do you think about Grayson McCall and this new pro-style offense? Comment down below, like and share this video. Thank you so much for checking out the 2 Teal podcast. You can check me out on X, formerly known as Twitter, at TJAYJones8. And you can also check out some of the articles that I have written about Coastal Carolina on Gumbo Pot Sports. That's gumbopotsports.com. Till next time, Teal Nation, all I got to say is, Chants up.